Welcome back, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled you're joining us for another explainer today. We are on a serious mission right now. We're going to uncover how true discipline can literally transform both your professional and your personal life. If you're someone who's, deeply focused on growing your career, becoming a sharper professional, or honestly just wanting to fundamentally upgrade your everyday life, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to break down the actual mechanics of drive, map out exactly how to build a totally unstoppable mindset, and strip away those myths that hold so many people back. Let's get right into it. So, have you ever felt that incredible, almost overwhelming rush of excitement when you're starting something new? Seriously, think about it. Maybe it's launching a new business venture, right? You're up until 2 a.m. registering the perfect domain name. Or maybe it's kicking off a brand new fitness journey, buying those expensive running shoes, or deciding to learn a totally new skill to land your absolute dream job. Day one, you feel invincible. But then, well, day four rolls around, the alarm goes off, it's raining outside, and that initial spark, it's just gone. Poof. Listen, you are absolutely not alone in this. It's a universal frustration, and honestly, it's a huge structural flaw in how we think about human drive. Because here's the reality check. Success isn't built on motivation. It's built on self-motivation and discipline. Relying on that fleeting day one excitement, it's a massive trap. Think of pure motivation like a match. It burns incredibly bright, and it burns super fast. It's great for starting a fire, sure, but you absolutely cannot build a house out of matches. You need bricks and mortar for that. That thrill is totally temporary. If you want to build something that lasts, we have to look way past the initial rush of the match and start engineering real, sustainable, brick-by-brick discipline. Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, the motivation myth, decoding internal versus external drive. So a lot of folks think drive comes from the outside. They lean heavily on external motivation, a great salary, the promise of a big promotion, getting a pat on the back from the boss, or even just binge watching inspirational videos online. But here's the glaring issue with all those external factors. Those rewards always inevitably fade. It's an actual psychological phenomenon called the hedonic treadmill. Basically, you get the raise, you feel this massive dopamine spike, and then 3 weeks later, well, it's just your normal salary again. That high simply doesn't last. Self-motivation, though, that's a completely different beast. This is your internal engine. It's that quiet inner voice saying, keep going, even when nobody is clapping. It's the act of deliberately choosing your long-term goals over your short-term excuses. It's doing the hard, unglamorous work even when you literally could not want to do it less. And let me tell you, that internal engine is the single biggest difference between people who quit and people who actually succeed. Moving on to Section 2, the professional edge, why consistency beats raw talent. Look, every single professional out there faces challenges. It's a guaranteed feature of any ambitious career. It is not a bug. Projects fail, interviews get rejected, promotions get delayed, clients say no. Just imagine grinding for 6 straight months on a massive presentation, pouring your weekends and late nights into the data, only for the client to just randomly pull the plug on a Tuesday afternoon. Ouch, right? It stings, it hurts bad, and if your drive depends entirely on outside appreciation and external wins, these specific roadblocks, they're gonna make you quit. You will stop dead in your tracks the second your professional life gets tough. But here is the secret. Companies don't just reward talent, they reward consistency. Self-motivated professionals do something fundamentally different when they hit a brick wall. They don't just sit around the break room complaining until a new opportunity magically falls into their lap. Instead, they take extreme ownership of the failure. They keep learning, they relentlessly improve their skills and focus on solving the very next problem. Think about it. Raw talent is actually surprisingly common, but resilience and consistency, man, those are incredibly rare. And because they maintain that internal fire, the right opportunities don't just find them, they're practically drawn to them like a magnet. Which brings us to Section 3, mastering personal choices, the foundation of your future. I want you to think about your unforced choices. Waking up early, exercising regularly, reading books, spending real quality time with your family. Nobody is forcing you to do any of this, right? There's no boss auditing your gym attendance. Nobody is writing you up if you skip reading a chapter before bed. And let's be real, the snooze button is probably the ultimate daily test of self-discipline when absolutely no one else is watching. These are purely personal, quiet choices. But it's exactly these daily, unforced choices that echo into eternity. A healthy body, a peaceful mind, strong relationships, actual financial stability. None of these are just handed to you. The whole shebang starts with this foundational self-discipline. All right, let's look at section 4, diagnosing the drain. Why we lose drive. Now, what's absolutely critical to understand here is diagnosing your motivation killers, because they will stop your momentum before you even make a dent. So many of us lose our drive because we're constantly comparing ourselves to others. We measure our chapter 1 against someone else's chapter 20. And man, that is just a recipe for instant despair. We expect instant success, completely ignoring the years of unglamorous grind it actually takes to get there. Fearing failure completely paralyzes us. But perhaps the sneakiest trap of all? Waiting for the perfect time. Spoiler alert, the perfect time literally never arrives. Waiting for it is usually just a mask for perfectionism and the fear of being judged. So we just overthink everything instead of actually taking action. Motivation often follows action, not the other way around. Just let that sink in for a second. This right here, this is the ultimate secret to hacking human psychology. You do not need to feel motivated to begin. Actually, scratch that. You don't even need to feel ready. You simply need to take a single step. You act first, and your brain catches up. Action is the spark that creates the motivation, not the other way around. So let's get practical. Section 5, the actionable toolkit. 5 habits for unbreakable discipline. Let's build out a daily framework you can actually use. Step 1, set small daily goals. Small wins actually physically wire your brain for success. It builds incredible confidence over time. Step 2, keep learning every single day. Just 20 minutes of reading or wrapping your head around a new concept can completely change the trajectory of your future because knowledge compounds. Step 3, reduce distractions. Seriously, pay really close attention to this one. Your phone is stealing far more of your dreams than it's ever giving you back in entertainment. Mindlessly scrolling through someone else's highlight reel is totally draining your mental energy. Put the phone down. Step 4, surround yourself with positive, growth-oriented people. Guard your environment ruthlessly because the people around you heavily influence your baseline mindset. And finally, step 5, stay disciplined. Discipline will take you places where motivation never can. This quote totally hits the nail on the head and cements the whole philosophy. Your daily habits, your protected environment, and your sheer refusal to quit, those matter exponentially more than a temporary burst of excitement. Bringing it home now, section 6, the final rallying cry, becoming your own source. True self-motivation isn't about waking up feeling thrilled and excited every single morning. Honestly, that's a Hollywood myth. There are going to be days when you feel entirely exhausted. There'll be days when nobody appreciates your effort. Think about the invisible progress day, the day you drag yourself to the gym, sweat for an hour, look in the mirror, and absolutely nothing has changed. Keep going anyway. Your future is created by thousands of small decisions you make every single day. It isn't decided by one massive, glamorous event. It's built by taking one unglamorous step today to forge a stronger version of yourself for tomorrow. Don't wait for motivation to strike. You have to become your own source. So, I'll leave you with this. What keeps you motivated when life doesn't go as planned? I really want you to take ownership of your internal drive today. Think deeply about your answer to that question, apply the toolkit we've explored, and start making those small, unforced choices right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep building that discipline, and I'll see you next time.